Imagine a world where every question is met with silence, where curiosity is a crime, and the universe is a closed book. Then imagine a man, one man, who refused to accept that. This is the story of Aristotle, the philosopher who turned curiosity into a discipline, a boy who questioned everything, and the mind that mapped the very foundations of knowledge. But before we dive into his incredible journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to History Hacked. And if you haven't seen our last video on Plato, the master who taught Aristotle, you might want to check that out first. Now let's step into the mind of the man who shaped the modern world. In 384 BCE, beneath the cliffs of Stagira, a boy wasn't just playing, he was investigating. Aristotle didn't just accept the world as it was, he wanted to understand it. Why do stars glow? Why do octopuses change color? Why do some people live well while others suffer? His father, a physician, filled his hands with medical scrolls instead of toys. And by the time Aristotle was a teenager, his mind was already too big for his small town. At 17, he arrived in Athens, the city of ideas. He became Plato's student, but unlike his teacher, who believed that truth lived in abstract forms, Aristotle had a different approach. He wanted to see the world, touch it, dissect it. So while others debated in classrooms, Aristotle prowled the coasts, studying over 500 animal species. He was a scientist before the word even existed. By 343 BCE, Aristotle's name had reached the ears of King Philip II of Macedonia, who had one request: teach my son. And so, Aristotle took on his most famous student, Alexander. The boy had a fire inside him, a hunger to conquer the world. Aristotle gave him something even more powerful: the ability to think. He taught him philosophy, science, and ethics, even gifting him a personal copy of the Iliad, which Alexander would carry through every battle. But Aristotle's true masterpiece wasn't a student. It was his school, the Lyceum. Here, he pioneered a new way of learning: observation, experimentation, logic. He didn't just want ideas, he wanted proof. His system of reasoning, the syllogism, would become the backbone of Western thought. Aristotle's workshop was a wonderland of curiosity. He dissected eggs daily, mapped embryology, and tried to chart planetary orbits. Sure, he got a few things wrong, like believing the Earth was the center of the universe. But what mattered was the process. His book, Nicomachean Ethics, taught that virtue was a balance, a golden mean between extremes. His politics argued that humans are political animals meant to thrive in societies. Even storytelling bowed to his logic. His poetics shaped tragedy, influencing Shakespeare and Hollywood alike. But even the greatest minds face exile. When Alexander the Great died, Athens turned against all things Macedonian, including Aristotle. Accused of impiety, he fled, saying, "I will not let philosophy suffer twice," a nod to Socrates' fate. He died a year later, but his work lived on. His ideas traveled across centuries, sparking the Islamic Golden Age, fueling medieval universities, and shaping modern science. From biology to ethics, from politics to physics, his fingerprints are everywhere. 2,000 years later, Aristotle's greatest invention isn't a theory, a book, or a discovery. It's a mindset. The belief that every question deserves an answer, every experiment, every why, whispered by a curious mind, is a tribute to the boy who once crouched by a pond, poking at the mysteries of the world. If you enjoyed this dive into Aristotle's genius, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe to History Hacked. And make sure to ring the bell icon so you never miss an episode. Next time, we explore another great mind who shaped the world. Until then, keep questioning.